Welcome to the International News Channel, News LD. Today we present to you a news entitled,
Wind of Panic at the African Union After a New Cyberattack. The 36th abnormal session of the African Union, AU, meeting at the group's headquarters in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, on February 18, 2023. Tony KARUMBA/AFP Amazement at the headquarters of the African Union, AU, in Addis Ababa. On March 3, 10 days after the closing of the annual summit of the group, which brings collectively the heads of state of the continent, immediately it's the black display. The PC system collapsed. A large cyberattack compromised our knowledge middle capabilities and minimize off entry to our providers and purposes, warned on March 7 the Vice President of the FI, Monique Nsanzabaganwa, in an Inside Observe, that the world has procured. The assault instantly paralyzes the establishment's intranet. Monetary providers are inaccessible, as are mailboxes and Workers' Efficiency Administration software program. Greater than 200 computer systems are contaminated, inflicting panic inside the Pan-African group, where in the darkish a number of African diplomats first thought of an assault from a overseas energy. Israel's identify first circulated in the huge marble hallways of the headquarters in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Some wish to consider in revenge from the Jewish state after the expulsion of its diplomat Sharon Barley, throughout the final common meeting of the AU, towards a backdrop of controversy over the observer standing granted to Israel. The hackers ended up figuring out themselves when demanding a ransom. In accordance with a number of sources inside the establishment, the Russian hacker group Black Cat requested by email that it's paid $3 million to place and finish to its assault. Learn additionally, the Israeli case divides the African Union once more. In the absence of a response from the AU to its a number of requests, the world couldn't decide the actual quantity of the ransom, or whether or not it was paid. However, a West African diplomat primarily based in Addis Ababa summarizes the causes for the group's embarrassment. The establishment has no insurance coverage towards such dangers of intrusion, he says. Till then, all the organs try to call up the affair, says one other diplomatic supply. We're in the darkish. The FI has not given us any particulars on the assault since March 7, concludes the member of a North African embassy, pissed off. Happily for the group, the knowledge saved in its knowledge middle, positioned in Nairobi, was backed up the day earlier than the assault and is alleged to be partly intact. Since then, it has taken the intervention of groups from Interpol, Afripol and the African Growth Financial Institution, which paid $6 million for the operation, to scrub up computer systems, restore some providers and start upgrading. Replace of a notably friable safety system. Calendar in accordance with a North African diplomat, lower than 40% UAIT providers are restored 2 months after the assault. There isn't a Wi-Fi or mailboxes. Employees should work distant, with their very own tools, their very own computer systems and their very own web modems, he says. In different phrases, it is getting by. This isn't the first assault by the Russian hacker group Black Cat. It targets giant organizations and made identify for itself by stealing 700 gigabits of knowledge from the Italian Vitality company GSE. In one other assault, the Russian group had in 2022 demanded a ransom of $5 million from the Austrian area of Carinthia towards the supply of knowledge restoration software program that it had stolen from the administration. Learn additionally, in Addis Ababa, the headquarters of the African Union spied on by Beijing for the AU and a whole lot of frightened diplomats. The query of the vulnerability of PC techniques is as soon as once more being raised. One case specifically haunts individuals' minds. In 2017, the group's IT unit found that the group's delicate knowledge was being mysteriously siphoned off in a single day. A survey of World had then revealed that they had been routed to servers positioned in Shanghai, China being the beneficent builder and donor of the AU headquarters in Addis Ababa. Solely Beijing had delivered the constructing turnkey in 2012, after stuffing the partitions and convention rooms with spy microphones. The UAE has since acquired its personal servers, however by no means been capable of stand-in the approach of hackers. Paradoxically, a number of members of the group nicknamed her Colander. Noe Hoshet Bodin, Nairobi, correspondence.